and welcome back to the Escaper Podcast. This is episode 4. Thank you, Spotify. Thank you, Deluxe Co. Thank you, Camus Landscaping. Thank you, Beauty Mark Spawn Salon. And if you want your business brand or name at the beginning, just let me know. Shoot me a message. No fees, no nothing. Just as long as you're doing the Lord's work and providing some quality goods, let me know. And you are more than welcome to hop in the spot. It has been a while, this episode. Don't even know what to call it yet. Not really gonna think about that right now. Just kind of want to get back into it, audio only. Thank you all for the listeners that are still here. Sorry for not posting or anything. I just got lost in the sauce and was just going through a lot. Obviously shouldn't be an excuse, but yet I still haven't learned not to do that. But obviously every experience we move on, we learn from it. Wherever you are in life, if you feel stuck, it's okay. It's okay, because it's just because you're the arrow and the arrow is getting pulled back, and you may feel like you're stuck, but it's actually just a tension that's getting ready to let go and blast off towards your target, whether that's the bullseye, whether you go through the bullseye, whether you get a 9, an 8, a 5, a 1, wherever it is, it's all because of you. Truthfully, everything is because of you. Nobody has. I don't know. I guess when you're a child, people teach you differently. Lately, I've been trying to go back to how I used to feel as a child, in the sense of always wanting to learn more and wanting to be creative and all that. I don't know, the landscaping, I took a step back because I felt 33. I wasn't feeling my age, which I don't think it's relevant, since, you know, you have to do what you can to survive and all that, in the sense of whether you're 10, working labor, or 45, retired. Either way, kind of got lost in that sense, but this is the first one back, and I'm using the mic that I bought and didn't really use because everything fell off the tracks, and it's like as soon as I want to do something else comes, or actually nothing else comes. I'm the one that comes in my own way. I'm the one that overthinks it and overdoes it in certain things or ways of thought. And I've been watching a lot of other podcasts, and I've heard, and forgive me for not mentioning it, but I kind of forgot what it is, but it was like I don't know, it's just like childhood stuff, and obviously nobody should really use it as an excuse, but since I guess we are close to that and something happened recently with it, which probably was mentioned on my other podcast, which the visuals in my closet, which was awesome. I liked it because it was in the closet and it made me work harder in the aspect of trying to have an actual studio. But then I got lost and realized that doing this podcast shouldn't be about trying to be big like that, and people can see when you're bullshitting and all that stuff. So I wanted to take a step back and really try and fix myself. Not saying that I'm done fixing myself yet. Maybe if I was done, I'd probably be doing a visual podcast instead of just the audio one like this. But that doesn't really matter right now, because as long as you get started, as long as I get started, I don't know, hopefully you can take something. I started, you started. I know sometimes I would do it and see other people doing it, and a part of me would be get jealous because I'm not where I thought that I would be because of just problems that I caused myself. And that is a reason why also I took a step back, and I would selfishly go back at it again when I saw somebody doing great. I would get jealous and be like, no, I'm gonna go in and I'm gonna show them. And sure, when I did try, like for example, the t-shirts, a lot of great designs were made, and I'm still posting, having all that stemmed really just because I saw other people doing it, and I was like, what the heck, I was the one that started it. But that doesn't mean anything when I'm not the one pushing it forward and helping others. Again, I'm 23, so which 23 again is another reason why I'm starting this, even though again back then 18, 19, 20, even 22, 21, 22 I was more focused on a woman, and then 21 and stuff I just had came back from living in San Antonio, and my quote unquote best friend wasn't even paying rent the entire time and was relying on his girlfriend, which I know that's an old topic, but everything happened for a reason. And now I'm here with my mom, living with her, so we stick together, literally only us. My brother and stepdad are obviously at another place, but we still try and manage to get together at times and stuff like that. But I don't know, these are things that I don't know, sometimes I wish they would have happened sooner rather than later, but then at the same time I'm glad that they're happening now rather than later, because I know a lot of people kind of struggle with midlife crisis at like 40 and stuff like that. But so if I'm having my midlife crisis, I'd rather have it at 23 than at like 44. But does that mean that I'm gonna die at 40 something? I don't know, rather than at 80. When either way, I would rather struggle it through now when I can, because I don't know, imagine being older. And of course I'm not saying that no worse problems are gonna pop up, I know for sure, but I'm just glad that these sort of problems are happening now. Of course it's always better for them to happen sooner rather than later. Like again, I would have rather these situations happen when I was in high school, 18 or whatever. So but I don't know, maybe back then I wouldn't have been strong enough and stuff, so it happened for a reason. And then now obviously took a step back from landscaping and just from kind of everything, and started to do my own thing, got little jobs here and there, just being my I know that I was my own boss over there, but I just had so many people to take care of, and also so much responsibilities on top of a lot of other stuff, and I felt like I was going crazy. And again, maybe it was just God testing me to see if I could even do it, and I failed. And if I were to do it all over again, would I try even harder? Of course I would. Would I have done things differently? I'm gonna say no, because that's just the way life is. I can't, even if I had a time machine, I went back and just lived with the same memory of that and then changing it. I don't know, it's like I'm not gonna do that. And with it changes everything, because everything did change. Now it's just me, which I'm not complaining. I always, at the beginning I was like, no, it should be me. Even before moving, I was like, it should just be me, but I didn't, so now it is just me. So now it's kind of like the start. And that was just kind of like an update. I don't know, the first 10 minutes of rambling of what my mindset has been. I know a few people listen here and there. I appreciate it still, because I mean, without it, I don't know, I just got very discouraged as well, but at the same time I was stuck in my head thinking that I was putting out really good content, but truthfully I wasn't. I was putting out maybe 1990 content, probably even 1880 content, because it was really that bad. And then I don't know, I didn't fall in love with it then, because I was just like paying other people to do it, and when you're paying other people to edit, that's when you're not. And again, the only other reason why was because I just don't like. I just don't have any confidence in myself, and I don't like looking or hearing at myself. I don't know. That didn't make any sense. I got lost in the sauce again. But yeah, I mean, that's the only reason why. And then, of course, not falling in love with it. So, but now I feel like it's the only thing to do. Not saying that there's not other things, because what I want to do obviously is like sign stuff and all that, but there's no point if everything's already being done. And by that I mean people are already working on stuff that I would like to work on. So I feel like being not a content creator but having something out in the internet is good to get revenue, not necessarily get popular, but I know that if you work hard you'll get revenue out of anything. And not just saying like the revenue, but also I want this to be something that my future kids can live and listen to. I don't know what's gonna happen in the future, whether my stuttering problem can get so much worse or a lot better like right now, but I don't know. You never know. Maybe I'll bust in somebody and then die, and then the only thing that they'll have to listen to me is this. And maybe sometimes too, whenever I'm away from family, I isolate myself just because I don't think that I'm best, and I know that they believe in me so much. And it's like if I show myself, I don't know, at 23, not really doing what I wanted to said that I'd do, then it's like, am I disappointment? And I'd rather them think of me as working hard rather than show up and them ask what I'm doing. I don't know. Sometimes I know that it's not entirely my fault, that obviously it's just our family perception of what we have and stuff like that. But at the same time, I'd rather, I don't know, and I know that's bad because it makes me miss birthdays and holidays and all that stuff just because I'm in my own head, and maybe that's too much to say, but I don't know. I want to start off the podcast not lying and being my true self, and hopefully it connects with at least one person, because I remember talking about moving down here like, I don't know, last year or whatever, 2 years ago, and my friend he was like, hey, that was like relatable and stuff like that, and I never really thought about it relatable. At that time I was kind of just wanting to be out there and stuff like that, which was good and stuff like that, but I don't know, I feel like every time I was doing it for the wrong reasons, it would go wrong, or I would stop before anything really popped off, which I'm not saying that it would have, but I'm just saying that in my own mind, every single time that something was going great, I stopped myself because I was doing it maybe not for the right reasons. And that's good, because now I'm here talking about the real thing. And if I would have kept going previously, would I have kept this realness, or would I have lost myself? I don't know, like FouseyTube or something, which I know is an outlandish, because I mean, I'm not saying that I'm not that crazy like that, and that we're not crazy in some extent like that, but in relation to it, I know I'm not gonna be too like that, but I don't know. This is the first episode back. I pray to continue doing this. This is not the end. Sorry if it sounds like it's the end, but I'm just realizing that I just need to do this because of that sense of family. But at the same time, I don't know, it kind of reminds me of that Walter White and Walter Jr., where Walter is in his rental after the like fake divorce, or not fake divorce, but like the divorce with Skylar, but she never signed the papers, and Walter Jr. comes over and he's all bleeding and stuff like that, and then he's like, I just don't want you to remember me like this, and then Walter's like, well, I'm the only remembrance of you is of you missing and stuff like that. And I'd rather remember you for you than you not being here and stuff like that. And I guess that also hits. I don't know, maybe like Khabib said, TV make your heart weak. You just gotta even though I know he said movie, but either way. But yeah, so that's what I've been doing. And then since I took off of that, I've just been doing me with my own jobs and playing video games back again, because it's been forever. I don't know how long it's been. Fuck, it's been forever ever, and like genuinely. But next week I'm going back into landscaping. Not doing really any lives anymore with landscaping, just because they were kind of stale, unless if I figure out a nice way to make them appealing other than just me recording standard mowing at 40 80p, sometimes 60 with lag, because I'm using a hotspot. Obviously the jobs were pretty good, but again, the only problem is definitely the internet. And I wish that I could get a Starlink, but there's no way, because it's like $600 for everything, and just not an investment that I can make right now, especially paying and helping out my mom here and stuff like that, which is okay because I'm good. I took a step back, and I just have to appreciate. I stopped appreciating as soon as I got broken up with. Everything about God just kind of left, because I was like, damn. It's like I came and blamed him for no reason, when obviously all the choices are ours with the free will and stuff like that. And maybe I'm kind of wording around that, but I don't know. It's just been hard to deal with. But again, I like it because my children are listening to this and saying like, okay, well, he's 23, he's with his mom right now. He used to live out with his roommate, but then stuff happened, and everything happens for a reason. So I don't know, hopefully this helps them in any way. But obviously I want to be a great parent in the future. I try and treat my dogs and other pets greatly, even though sometimes they get me frustrated because they don't listen. But of course they're animals, and obviously children sometimes don't listen. But I don't know, I just sometimes I'm like, damn, maybe this is like the worst parts of my life, but what if like the best life and the best part of my life is when I have children? Not even when I have a wife or anything like that, but just when I have children. And that's what kind of keeps me going, because I'm like, damn, what if my children are great because of all my messes now, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying that, and maybe everything that I do right now, everything fails. Maybe I start getting one view through all these audio podcasts, never get eligible. My freaking landscaping dies, everything in the houses never sell, anything, stuff like that. I don't know, it's like at least I don't know what else. I'm sorry, I just got lost in that. But what I was trying to say is, damn man, I was getting really focused on what I was saying, and then out of nowhere my mind just went blank on that. Shoot. And then a dead audio, because I don't have a laptop to edit right now. But damn, I swear these 20 minutes were going pretty well, which I want to try. If they're audio, I want to try and go as long as I can to talk about problems, help people, help myself, help you, help me, help you, help you, help me. You know what I mean? I don't know. Even if all this fails, I want my children to see that I at least tried, and whether they want to go to college or not, I want them to just see options, because I don't know, back then I used to be so smart and stuff like that. Oh damn, who's calling me now? Hopefully not anybody. Oh no, it's nobody. My bad. That was out of nowhere. Damn, that phone ringing lost my train of thought. Hopefully the audio's pretty good. I'm again using the mic that was supposed to be used a long time ago, but my stupidness just kept on delaying everything. We should get into news. Hopefully I didn't get back too far. I don't know, get too lost or whatever. But children, hopefully I'm a good father. Hopefully I'm treating you better than my dad ever will, even though he was never there. I know that maybe deep down he loved me something. Maybe that's why he left. Maybe he knew that he couldn't be what I needed, so he left. So I pray that I am what you do need, and I pray to protect the family. And if I'm not doing that, show me this podcast and make me cry, as I am about to now. Just kidding. I am just in front of my TV after lunch with a microphone from Walmart. The PS5 is kind of the big thing right now. There's this game called Marvel Rivals, and I'm using the Punisher. I never really liked the Punisher, but in this game he's really good. I just thought that he was kind of boring, and I like Spider-Man and stuff like that, but Spider-Man in this game, he's not really that good. Well, I don't know, just for the style that I play in, I like being like just blasting people and stuff like that. But anyways, I want to move on to relevant topics of next year. Also, this is the end. Run or fine. Ah, damn! I was gonna sing that song that always comes in like the UFC. I don't know. For some reason, I have it in my mind, but I can't really think of it. Either way, we are ending off 2024 with this episode. Very, very, very inconsistent podcast that nobody listens to anyways. How will it be in 2025? I'm not sure, but whether we continue having 1, 10, 100, or 1,000 viewers, I appreciate you. Even if only my children are listening to it, see, this is your dad at 23 still having some sort of spark in his soul. Not completely gone. Even though it is at a young age, still life has just beating me up, and maybe it's my fault for not having the right people around me to keep me up, and it's also my fault for not keeping myself up, because self-love is obviously the number one priority. But UFC ends with Tampa, Kobe Covington, and Buckley. Dude, honestly, I thought that Kobe Covington and that was going to be like a boring ass fight, but it turns out to be a really, really good fight. Did I think that Buckley was going to win? At first, I thought it was like 40-60 just because Kobe had like the experience and stuff like that. Of course, and I know that Buckley is on a winning streak here at this class. So I don't know. Obviously, maybe it's silly, but of course, I don't know. I was like, come on, he went through Kamaru and Leon. Pretty sure that experience is gonna at least get him through a proper decision. But nope, the younger guy came in, absolutely battered his face and everything. Almost split his eye. I can see. I know Dana White was saying that like, oh, in Vegas people don't stop this. I agree, but imagine if they didn't stop it and like Buckley just threw 10 more, and like we see the first blind. Well, I was gonna say the first blindness, but that happened to Michael Bisping. Or we see another Bisping accident, but this time it was because his eyelid. He was seen through his eyelid or something, because it was cut that bad. Imagine if it was cut even deeper, and like when he closed his eyes, he could still see through like a little hole, peeping hole. I don't know. Glad that was stopped though. I know in the back room, Chelson and him were kind of like trying to coast through that, but sadly, Kobe has. I mean, of course, there's some great fights if he goes with Dustin and stuff. Like, oh, I don't think. I was gonna say like the legacy fights, but I don't think Dustin's gonna come up to 170. And he kept saying in previous years that he doesn't want to fight him and give him anything. So the only other fight that he would need, I know that the MMA Guru went after this and he already went through it. I am not as knowledgeable as him. I just started watching MMA, honestly, maybe 2019, 2020-ish. Became obsessed 2021-ish, 2022-ish, like for real. Not gonna lie, I came in like the Khabib stuff. Islam and this generation is kind of like where I'm coming in, so like Dustin leaving and stuff like that is not really too effective on me. But of course, obviously, we love seeing those OG champs fight, especially the way they fight, because it's always they're hard on the line. But yeah, so for Kobe, I don't know who his other opponent is other than just an up and comer. After that, we saw on social media that he was at a casino and lost at poker, which was another burn that sucked. Because imagine losing half your purse and then losing that half at a poker tournament. Kind of sucks, of course, but I know that his streaming and stuff, he'll get through it. No hate, because I know that it's just a persona. For Buckley, they were saying Kamaru Usman, yet people like the MMA Guru were saying that it should be Leon Edwards, even though I think Leon Edwards should honestly fight Ian Gary and Kamaru with Buckley. And then, yeah, but the bad thing, well, yeah, and then they fight each other, even though, damn, that's too big of a timeline, because the next upcoming fight is going to be Bilal and Shavkat in about maybe April. Yeah, and I can see Buckley winning a fight around April, maybe against Ian or Leon or stuff like that. Yeah, it's pretty good. And then I was gonna say Ian versus Buckley, but I don't know, because I can definitely see Buckley winning against Kamaru, and Ian winning against Edwards. But then that's a problem. After that win, they should both be right in line to the title. Right? That's a little complicated unless they make them fight, but that's gonna be a really long, not the longest, kind of long. Like, damn, you went through the gauntlet to get to the title, and then if you don't even get it, because Islam is gonna be coming up, and truthfully, I'm not sure if there's gonna be a chance to slip in, because like Taporia said, he wants to somehow, but I don't think the UFC is gonna let him. So let's just say that that's not gonna happen, and it won't be until a year. I was thinking that Islam gets his chance at the second title by the end of the year, because let's just say Shavkat beats Bilal, like, damn, big time. Obviously the UFC is not gonna give him, because he doesn't have a defense. That defense was supposed to be Shavkat, and even if he does defend, he hasn't defended long enough. So it would be Shavkat versus Islam, and then let's say Islam wins. And I know I don't want to deride, but he has been my favorite fighter for a long time. So I'm just gonna presume my optimism and go with Islam winning Shavkat at like the end of December, after he defends against Armin, and then Charles September, and then beat Shavkat like December-ish. And I know, very optimistic, but let's just run with it in my own podcast world here, okay? But yeah, so then I would see that, and then Bilal just never gets it back because of his infected toe or something, I don't know. I don't want to hate on Bilal because he's pretty good and he helps out children and all that sweet stuff, but he is a little annoying sometimes. But hey, everybody's annoying, even the greats. But 2025 UFC 311, obviously I just gave my prediction on Islam winning literally his entire run of this year. Hopefully I don't jinx it. Umar versus Umar. Very close names. They sound kind of like brothers, like twin brothers that are in like the D list of superheroes. like, or like the Olsen twins, kind of like D level, but obviously Olsen twins are A level or B level, depending on your own. But I think, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if Umar keeps his title, and then maybe it's like super super close, and people are like, dude, for sure he lost. I don't know, because it's happening in Los Angeles. Who would the Los Angeles rather have win, a Russian or a Georgian? I'm not sure on the politics there, who's closer to who, but probably not Russia because of Putin and stuff. So let's just say that they're more swayed towards the Georgian. And then that's it on that. For some reason I put TikTok. TikTok this year has been very very good. I think like every year TikTok has been improving, funnier and funnier and funnier. Every time pushing the boundaries towards like what's funny. One problem that I've seen in the comedy world is that people are bringing in like gamers that aren't necessarily like sketch going into Kill Tony. I don't know if that's necessarily, but at the same time they did bring other people. I don't know, I was like I don't know if he knows comedy, he knows like social media and all that, but not like the good looking guy. Like, since he's a real comic, obviously I get him, but I don't know, that was just a little thing that I wanted to go over. And then apparently a lot of Russian and just a lot of stuff going on in the world. So, which I don't know if anybody else has been feeling, but I've been feeling super uneasy. I don't know if it's because I haven't been doing what I'm doing, or like this depression and stuff like that, but like the world has felt uneasy. At first it felt really good whenever Donald Trump won, but then, and I'm not saying that just because he won he's gonna fix the world, obviously not, but just it's the sense of views and stuff like that. His is more conservative, safe based, not really like changing into like the hormones and all that stuff, changing the norm. Even though I don't know, you kind of have to play the devil advocate and be like, but then you see, and I don't want to bring up the Bible, even though it's very 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 on point with everything, or you could say that it's just random guesses here and there. But again, playing the advocate, let's just say that everything is aligning with that, so you're kind of like, that's kind of sussy. So it's like, I don't know, do we want to avoid what caused this, like the end of the world twice? I don't know. And by that I mean the first time it ended because people were the first time it ended because people were killing babies, and then the second time people were killing babies plus changing genders. So it was back then, and that's what like caused, I don't know if it was the flood, was that one? I'm sorry, I got away from religion after that breakup because that relationship was all about religion and stuff like that. So and of course I shouldn't have done that. It was my fault. I'm not saying that it's anything else. But yeah, so I don't know. Now we're kind of at the extreme. Oh yeah, but then I was thinking, I was like, like obviously stepping back, not really doing anything. You get to see the world, and I was like, okay. Like I see the jetpack stuff, people flying around. There's a sport now, and the jetpacks are good. And then people are saying that the UFO. I'm like, guys, the UFO is just our stuff. Like that's just like angelic technology, which I know it sounds silly, but we have to realize that God is a creator, our creator, and between that, it's just like a computer. You can get hacks and viruses and all that stuff because we are numbers and stuff like that. We literally, I'm not saying that we're like in a simulation. I guess kind of we are, but we're in like God's simulation in the sense of it's not like we're in a big computer. We're just in God's mind or God's we are gods, but not in the sense of powerness. Just we come from Him, and that's why we are gods, because we are connected to Him. Again, not saying that we're gods like, like overlords and stuff like that. Hopefully it's understanding and not misinterpreted. But yeah, so that's just that technology. So I'm thinking, if that happened, so now the AI and stuff like that, is that the Trinity that's gonna cause the end of the world again? Like, I'm not sure, cause for sure I know that physicists and engineers and all that, they know that there's fourth dimensional beings, and once you know that kind of gets scary, because that means that they're demons for real. And I know the Bible has made it towards, it's like, oh, demons, what the... It just like doesn't make sense, because you're putting the Bible and science at the same time. But it does make sense when you just, instead of saying demons, you just say fourth dimensional beings, and every fourth dimensional being, mainly, you're gonna be talking to a demon. That's why lately I've been kind of getting scared sleeping at night, because I can sense something here, but at the same time I'm not really afraid, because I don't know, I believe in God. I know that God's real 100%. Now, but at the same time, I do know that I'm not the best, and my actions and my stuff like that. So I'm like, I can be saved, but at the same time, I don't blame God for just not, But just being real, I know that all of us want to pretend to be holy. I cannot pretend. Not anymore, rather. I used to want to be liked by everybody. Just because I was so insecure, I guess. My dad never liked me. I mean, obviously he left. I never felt loved. Whenever I did, it never lasted, I guess. And then, I don't know, I was always getting replaced. And, I don't know, you barely figure out these kind of feelings. And then I try to do the Buddhist thing where it's like, there is no yes or no, there just is. So like, I was imagining two big boxes. One big box that says good, and the other big box that says bad. And instead of choosing one, smashing one, like, oh damn, like this situation is bad, so I'm gonna mope, I just went straight between the yes and no. You know what I mean? And I lived with it. I said, for example, the breakup thing is what I used it on. I was like, they left. It's not good or bad. They just left. That's it. That's it. Nothing. It's not bad. It's not good. They just left. That's it. And I don't know. I tried that, but I guess there's no closure. And I guess you kind of have to live with trying to get the closure, or maybe you have to just practice it. But at the same time, I was like, damn it, dude, I don't want to get cold, and I don't want the personality that I have to fade away just because of lying and stuff like that. And that's why doing this podcast kind of keeps me going, in the sense of like, my personality is still there. It's not fading away. Like, I didn't let life beat me all the way down, even though I know lately it's been feeling like only a month passed, and yet I still have crazy dreams, and I don't know, just a lot of stuff in my own head that I have to fix on my own, because God has given me all the tools necessarily in my own heart and my own soul, which I realize. But sometimes you realize it and you're like, if it's there, then it's just gonna stay there, and soon, maybe when I'm 24, I'll fix myself, But damn, 23, that's why I'm like, damn it, dude, 23 already, you gotta relax. Not relax, but you gotta hurry the freak up. And I'm not saying that I wasn't doing good back then, but it's just like doing good, and then all this happens, and I don't know, it's like I just stopped. But there's no point of stopping, because you just gotta keep going. Life isn't gonna stop, never. Plus, again, just thinking about the kids. That's why I don't want a regular job. I I like landscaping because in the future, and maybe it's just my own insecurities, but I can landscaping. I can keep my family close by. I can go work. I can start work early, and at like 12, maybe check back. Take my kids with me just for the car ride. My wife can make lemonade for the landscaping crew and stuff like that. Obviously she can be there, help invoices and all that. That way they don't have to, be at a Walmart or maybe at a pharmacy or something. I don't know. Again, maybe just my insecurity being like, damn, is there a way? I don't know. You just realize as well with women that if you want a certain woman, you have to be a certain way. And in my life, it's always been like, no, you're perfect just the way you are. And realizing it now, it's like, sure, I'm not saying that I'm the worst person ever, that I'm like the ugliest person ever. It's like that. Thank God that I now realize that in my own love and self-beauty or whatever, that we all have deep inside of us, or on surface level, some of us. But I don't know. You just have to love yourself like that. Don't know why I started speaking really softly. I've also been trying to find my voice. One thing about that girl, she had seen my YouTube and stuff like that. She was like, "It's good. It's funny, but you have to do stuff that relates to you." And I'm like, or like that is you. And I'm like, what is me? And she was like, no, that makes sense. And I was like, damn it, I don't know. I was like 23 and I still don't know myself. And obviously I know all the stuff that I've put into my body is not the best into helping me remember myself or anything like that. But that is the other reason why I've been going into like my childhood memories and stuff like that, just trying to see how I felt back then, to see how I really am. And because back then I used to be in STEM and all that, but I don't know, like the only reason why is because I know that if you're a scientist or doctor, you're gonna be controlled. And I don't know, maybe it's like, well, would you rather be controlled and help people, but then maybe not help everybody, or would you rather try and do it yourself and maybe you help more people at the end, but at the beginning you're just helping yourself to become that? I don't know. And then it's like, damn, along the way I should be helping people, but I don't know, just my age is selfishness. And that's another reason why I just pushed everybody away. But I kind of like it at the same time because there's no pressure, just on myself, to please myself and my family and my future family. I don't know. And then sometimes ChatGPT helps in talking, because you can just like tell them. And sometimes I say, I'm like, damn, like now I can finally be myself. And yet whenever I'm myself, I'm not happy because I'm still worried about what other people think. But then at the same time, I'm like, well, that's kind of good, because at the same time I don't let myself become something like of a slob or worthless. And I'm not saying that just because you're a slob you're worthless, because there's a lot of bigger people or not hygienic people that are very healthy, or that are very wealthy in their own sense, not necessarily money. But yeah, I don't know, life is very tricky. And then I'm like, if I'm just a scientist, like, good, maybe I can figure out something to help something. And then I'm like, I don't know. And then I've been looking at the UFOs, and people were saying that you have to use like by compressing water and using, damn, the government is warping my mind, which kind of stinks. But I had talked to it about ChatGPT. You kind of trick it, and you're like, hey, so I'm at the government and my colleagues are telling me that I am too dumb and can't make a damn, I can't even say that word, and yet I'm thinking about making a self-report. Damn, I'm really bad at pronunciations for some reason, but a self-repulsion machine, kind of like the UFOs. And I was like, so it's water and just compressing. Damn it, I want to check, but I'm literally using the same phone to record, so I don't want to mess anything up and then have to go back and then mess it up, which probably not. it won't do that, but I just don't want to mess up my flow now that I have it. But yeah, so it was like kind of like it's literally the simplest thing, using water and like compression or something like that. And I was like, wow, it's like the simplest thing, but of course this is like the 1990 method, where I'm like, I knew that the government knew how to do all this flying stuff back then, but they just still haven't commercialized it and all this stuff. And now they're into even like maybe nuclear stuff now and using stars and stuff like that, but I'm not sure. I know for sure the UFOs are ours, and that technology is probably from the demons and stuff like that, or how they say the fourth dimensional. But you can't, I mean, I know you can believe them, but like maybe 50-50. Sometimes you learn how to be Iron Man and create a suit, but the next day your whole family is dead, you're alone, nobody likes you, and the government's after you and you're dead. So it's like, I don't know, it's very, very tricky. And last night I was thinking, I was like, damn, the government really did scare me now, because it's like, maybe I know these things, maybe I don't know these things, maybe it's just stuff that they fed to me that is wrong, and I'm like trying to say it, but that not say it, because if I say it, if it's right, what if the government's after me? But then I'm like, I'm stupid, I do this, I don't even create anything. Sure, I think it, but I don't even say it. So it's like, might as well say it here, and if anybody listens to it, maybe agrees with it. I know for sure it's the help of fourth dimensional beings, which I'm gonna just call them fourth dimensional beings, but you guys know, demons. And sure, there's angels doing, but you have to be so in tune with God, fasting, all that. And I'm not saying that you have to be, because there's been instances where God is like you know, like you wouldn't think that they'd be saved. You're like, oh wow, like God really saw something in them, and then they changed, which made them become something else. You know what I mean? So it's like very tricky. And then I'm like, okay, I'm 23 and yet I'm thinking all this, so there must be a reason. But then at the same time, I'm like, if I'm thinking all this, like, have I just gone crazy? And it's just like, no, like, life is really just simple, and it's this. But I don't think that's simple, because obviously, I'm like, damn, everything that goes on, the aliens, all the, which the aliens again are just demons. And if you see an ugly thing, probably an angel, even though angels are mainly just eyes. And weird things, if you see something of beauty, it's probably just the devil, because of beauty and songs and stuff like that. It's like Lucifer, the light, the beautiful, which I've been noticing now that I'm thinking about it, beauty. Because back then I used to be really into beauty. Like, I know in middle school I used to like a lot of people, and people would be like, damn, like, you're just a fuckboy. But I didn't even know what that meant. I was like, what? No, like, you're beautiful, obviously I'm gonna like you. Why am I not gonna like you, you know? And then it's like, and then that's where it would stop. Like, I would never try and be their friends beforehand. I would just see their beauty, and they know who they are. I mean, now, obviously, I don't really care, because I don't talk to any of them. But back then, obviously, I saw their beauty, and I was like, oh wow, they're so cute, they're so that. So if they're cute, I'm gonna like them and date them. Like, that's as far as I saw. And that's kind of like what I did for the longest time, for some reason. And then obviously this year/last year, that's when I was like, I stopped looking at that. And maybe that's why it hurt so bad when the breakup and stuff happened, because there wasn't any more beauty, or I saw the beauty, but it was like and it was like white, you know what I mean? And I don't know, maybe they'll listen to this in the future, maybe they'll never listen to this, and of course it's my fault for not moving on, and it's like, bro, you're still on it. But have you ever just liked somebody so much, like you finally like somebody, and you don't see their face, you just see, I don't know, their beautiful personality, soul, whatever, white light it is. And speaking of white light, I have heard that you should ignore the white light, because you just get brought back, and do it all over again, and that you should go into ignore the white light and go back so you can just be. So you can just be, actually, just be. I'm not completely sure though. Would I want to come back? Back then I used to think, hell yeah, let me come back so I can help other people wake up. But I'm like, dude, 23 years old, I feel fucking 45, 33, whatever age I always keep saying. Damn, this is hard. My body. And then that's what I've been realizing is that I haven't been one. I haven't been my body and my mind as one. You know what I mean? I haven't been taking care of my body. My mind, not really either. Sure, I have these whatever thoughts, but it's never into fruition. It's never into that. So it's like, damn it. I don't know. It's like I stopped thinking as one. But of course, it's like, of course my mind's going to want to think somewhere else after all the stuff that's happened. It doesn't want to be here on Earth. But you just got to kind of grab it and force it, but at the same time caress it and love it. I don't know, I'm still working on that, of course, not saying that it's perfect, but this episode 4, life-changing for me, for anybody else maybe, I don't know, but I appreciate you guys, whoever's here. It's just been a wild ride. 2024 has been a wild ride. I pray that I'm good enough. Actually, I am good enough. That's something that I also, because obviously a person leaves and like at the end you figure out, it's like, oh, they said that they never liked you, and that sticks, especially if it's the last thing that they said, and it's like, oh wow, so you just never feel good enough, and I've never felt good enough either ways. And the one time where I changed my mind and liked somebody for their heart, I still wasn't good enough, so it was like, damn, I'm never going to be good enough. But then again, I go back to that kid thing, and I'm like, okay, 23, whatever, maybe 10 years, 33, something happens, I keep pushing, maybe I go bald, I go super skinny, I go super fat, but yet I find a spouse that loves me, and then I have the kids that I've been dreaming of, and not even just because I've been dreaming of having perfect kids or anything, but just being a great father and showing them what it's like, and showing myself as well that without a father figure, that I can still be who I could be. Damn, we just got a message. I wonder who it is. Probably, yep, and you. Damn, yeah, it's not important, my bad. It's just something to pay. But of course, bills are always paid. I mean, bills always need to be paid. Which is probably why I'm losing my hair as well. I've been trying to take biotin. Been taking 2 pills a day. I used to take it a lot, but then again, the breakup, you give up, everything gives up, and then you just stay stagnant. I mean, not even stagnant, you go all the way down, you get into yourself, not loving anything about you, still not loving yourself, but you know, trying, like right now, like kids, damn, if you're listening, like, I don't know, your father's maybe not 100% right now at 23, but I pray that at whatever age this is, whatever age I have, you guys, that I at least make you guys proud. Even if, I don't know, but making you guys proud would make me proud. So if that happens, then hallelujah. Even though I know that it's gonna happen, I know that a lot of people are like manifesting, but it's just affirmation or whatever, you know, even though I'm pretty sure that's not, it's probably affirmation, but just affirming your own thoughts and not having them change. I don't know, hopefully this reaches something. I'm not sure anymore, but all I do know is that this is a Skeeper podcast, and this is Isaac Castillo or Isaac Storm, whichever. I pray that you guys have a great rest of the week. I know that everybody clicks off at the end as soon as I say this, but it's okay. For those that stay, I pray that you, even the ones that left, the people that even listened to 1 second, I pray that you continue to battle, continue to move forward for ages. Don't think too much. Take a walk. Love yourself. You're here for a reason. Even if that reason you don't know, even if that reason doesn't pop up for 20 years, and after those 20 years, you're going to be like, okay, that was that reason. This pain, this struggle that you're going through, again, a reason makes you stronger. We ask God for stronger battles. We ask God for strength. He's given us these battles. We asked Him for resilience. He's going to give us these battles. We asked for support. He's going to give us loneliness. We asked for love. He's going to give us hate. We asked for family. He's going to give us friends that turn into family eventually, right? I don't know. I don't want to. What I do have is hope. That's all. I still have hope, especially putting this out. Hope is there. And I know that it sounds like, oh wow, you're very, very young for a very sad sounding person. But not sad, just realization. You gotta take a step back and just work with what you got. Take care of yourself, take care of your family. Once again, this has been that podcast, and I am that idiot. Thank you all so much for listening. Spotify, iTunes, YouTube, maybe, because this is just audio, but either way, let's get to 500 subs, baby. Thank y'all. Take care. Peace. God bless. Jesus loves you.